Eilena's crystalline fingers tapped against the observation deck's railing as she watched the human delegate board the Nexus Eternal. Her species, the Velkari, had dominated galactic politics for 3 millennia. They were strategists, philosophers, masters of calculated warfare. Humans were, well, they were new. Another primitive species claiming warrior status, she muttered to her aide, her translucent skin shifting to an amused shade of violet. They've been spacefaring for barely 2 centuries, and already they speak of honor and courage as if they invented the concepts. The human delegation arrived in the council chamber within the hour. Their representative was unremarkable by galactic standards. A male specimen named Adam, average height, plain clothing, no visible enhancements. He carried himself with quiet confidence that Eilena found almost irritating. "The Velkari Empire welcomes Terra's representatives," she announced formally, her voice resonating through the chamber. "We understand you wish to join the Galactic Defense Initiative?" Adam nodded. "We do. We've reviewed the charter and believe humanity can contribute significantly to collective security." Elena's skin flickered with suppressed laughter. "The GDI has existed for 8,000 years. Our combined fleets number in the millions. Our warriors train from birth in combat arts perfected over eons. Forgive my directness, but what exactly can a species that just discovered faster-than-light travel offer us?" "Perspective," Adam replied simply. "And perhaps abilities you haven't encountered." The other council members, representatives from a dozen species, exchanged glances. The Threndix ambassador, a massive arthropod, clicked his mandibles in what passed for laughter among his kind. "Abilities?" Eilena leaned forward. "Human, we have species that can phase through solid matter, survive in hard vacuum, and process tactical data faster than your computers. Your people have, what, stubbornness? Adaptability," Adam corrected, his expression unchanging. "And yes, stubbornness helps." The meeting concluded with polite dismissals. Humanity's application would be reviewed, which in diplomatic terms meant rejected quietly. Eilena returned to her quarters satisfied that another delusional species had been properly humbled. Then the Kresh attacked. The Kresh were nightmare made manifest, a hive-minded species that consumed entire worlds. They appeared without warning at the system's edge, their bioships swarming like locusts. The Nexus Eternal, despite being the flagship of the Velkari fleet, found itself isolated when the Kresh destroyed the hyperspace relay. "All defensive positions," Eilena commanded as alarms shrieked through the corridors. "Activate the barrier shields." The ship rocked under the first assault. Through the view screens, she watched Kresh boarding pods slam into the hull. They would have warriors on board within minutes. Warriors bred for close combat, each one worth 5 ordinary soldiers. "Ma'am," her tactical officer's voice cracked with panic. "Hull breaches on decks 7 through 12. They're coming through faster than we can seal." The door to the bridge exploded inward. 3 Kresh warriors poured through the gap, each standing over 2 meters tall, covered in chitinous armor, multiple blade-like appendages clicking with hunger. The bridge guards fired, but their precision energy weapons merely scorched the creature's natural armor. Eilena felt her skin flash white with fear. This was how she would die, torn apart by mindless eating machines while the finest strategic mind in the fleet watched helplessly. Then Adam was there. She didn't see where he came from. One moment the Kresh were advancing, the next the human was among them, moving with a violence that defied everything she understood about civilized warfare. He had no energy weapons, no powered armor. He wielded a simple metal bar torn from somewhere in the ship. But the way he moved, it was like watching poetry written in brutality. The first Kresh lunged. Adam sidestepped, swung the bar with explosive force that shattered the creature's leg joint, then reversed the strike to crush its skull as it fell. The second leaped from above. Adam dropped, rolled, came up underneath it and drove the bar upward through the softer armor of its abdomen. The third Kresh, perhaps capable of something like fear, hesitated. Fatal mistake. Adam closed the distance in a heartbeat, his improvised weapon becoming a blur. He struck joints, eyes, softer sections of armor with surgical precision born not from calculated analysis, but from pure adaptive instinct. When the creature tried to impale him with its blade limbs, he grabbed one, used its own momentum to flip it, and brought his boot down on its neck with a sickening crunch. Silence fell across the bridge. Adam stood among the corpses, breathing hard, blood, none of it his, splattered across his simple uniform. He looked up at Elena, and she saw something in his eyes that chilled her more than the creche attack. Calm assessment, as if he'd just completed a routine task. "You okay?" he asked. Elena's skin cycled through colors she didn't even have names for. "How? What?" "You had no weapons, no armor." "I had a metal bar and a few seconds to adapt," Adam said, dropping the bent and bloodied improvised weapon. "That's usually enough." Over the next 3 hours, as the Velkari fleet regrouped and drove off the creche, reports filtered in from throughout the ship. The human delegation, all 15 of them, had engaged creche warriors across multiple decks. Armed with whatever they could find, they'd killed or driven back creatures that should have overwhelmed them. Elena found Adam later in the medical bay, refusing treatment for minor lacerations. "Your people," she began, struggling to find words. "You don't fight like anything we've ever encountered. There's no technique, no formal training apparent." "There's plenty of technique," Adam interrupted gently. "Thousands of years of it. Humans have been fighting each other since before we had language. Every culture, every era developed their own methods. We studied them all, took what worked, discarded what didn't. Then we fought some more and refined it further. But the GDI has perfected combat through 8 millennia of—" "You perfected combat against enemies you understood," Adam said. "You created an elegant system for elegant warfare. Humans, we got good at messy survival. We learned to adapt or die. Every human carries that inheritance. Millions of years of predator instinct, thousands of years of warfare, centuries of world wars that pushed innovation to its limits." Elena's skin settled into a deep, contemplative blue. "We thought the legends were exaggerations. Stories told to make your species seem more impressive. They probably are exaggerations," Adam admitted with a slight smile. "But the foundation is real. Humans are persistence hunters, pack tacticians, tool users, and problem solvers. We see a threat, we adapt. You see a creche warrior as an overwhelming force. I saw weak points in its armor, predictable attack patterns, and a dozen ways to use its own strength against it." "Terra's application to the GDI," Elena said quietly. "Consider it approved unanimously." Adam nodded his thanks. "We won't let you down." As he left, Elena returned to the observation deck, watching the human ship prepare to depart. She'd spent centuries studying warfare, strategy, the elegant dance of civilized combat. She'd never considered that the most dangerous warrior might not be the one with the most sophisticated technique, but the one who could pick up a metal bar and figure out how to win with it. Humanity had earned its place in the stars not through superior technology or ancient wisdom, but through the simple, terrifying fact that when cornered, they didn't calculate odds. They just fought harder.